Hey,
right.
Judge Napolitano joins us. Judge, there's something going on in the Department of Justice and also at the FBI and at the White House. They're looking for two people, aren't they?
There's a lot of moving parts. As we speak, or maybe a little later in the morning, Attorney General Sessions and Deputy Attorney General Rosenstein are interviewing people for an interim director. Andrew McCabe, who is the present interim director by virtue of being the #1 assistant to James Comey, is the acting interim. He probably will not be the actual interim. Why do we need an interim? Because if you listen to Chuck Schumer and company, it's going to take a while to confirm the nomination of the permanent director. So while the White House looks for a permanent director, and they've not yet started to interview as far as I can tell, the Justice Department is looking for an interim. They don't need Senate confirmation for the interim. They could hire that person this afternoon.
Sure.
They're not publicly known, but they're all insiders with vast federal law enforcement experience.
See, now that makes sense because the list we've seen of the people who may be next, nobody's heard of any of them, whereas the other list where maybe it's going to be Chris Christie, maybe it's going to be Rudy, maybe it's... These are the four right here who are up for interim director.
Correct. This decision will be made on experience and chemistry. Chemistry with Jeff Sessions, who's new to the Justice Department, and chemistry with the rank and file. Because even though Comey had a lot of fans in the DOJ, in the FBI, he had a lot of people who really disliked him because of the Hillary matter.
And the way it unfolded, and that was cited as one of the main reasons why he doesn't have a job anymore. But, Judge, since you only need 51 votes, thanks to Harry Reid, in the Senate, why do you think it's going to be a slow process? Just put it on the board, have a few days of hearings, and confirm it.
Well, I hope it's not a slow process. But the Democrats are very, very, very well organized in their opposition to the firing of Comey, and I think they're going to drag this out, and we're going to see hearings not unlike hearings for a Supreme Court justice, where they ask many, many questions and try to get many, many concessions out of the person. Just a feeling I get from the ferocity with which Chuck Schumer and company and the uniformity with which the Democrats, particularly in the Senate, reacted to the Comey firing.
What's your reaction to all the hypocrisy? You know, the Democrats, they didn't like Comey, now they do. They liked the Ronstein guy, now they don't.
Churchill once said there are no lasting enemies, there are no lasting friendships, there are only lasting interests. So when it's in your interest to like Comey, you like him. When it's in your interest not to like Comey, you don't like him. He was a lightning rod of a figure, and he had a lot of friends and a lot of enemies and very little ground. And sometimes the friends and the enemies switched.
Right, and he did write a letter, and he put it out to the FBI folks, and he said, don't worry about me, I'll be fine. The president, if he wants to fire me, he can fire me.
He's right. The president, under the law, can fire for any reason or no reason, and he doesn't have to give a reason.
Right. Judge, thank you.
Okay.
Good to see you. By the way, he was invited to testify, James Comey, on Tuesday. We'll see if he does show up.
It would be quite a mob scene if he does.
Absolutely. He's used to it. Thanks, Judge.
Sir.